It's so good to be up here today. You know, I just came from Nashville last week, spoke there, going to Canada next month, following month going to Germany. And can I tell you something? This is the place I've been looking forward to being here today. And I'm going to rock this house down, okay? So, Jessica, the applause does not count towards my 10 minutes, okay? Because you know why? I believe in the underdog. I believe in those people. I believe in us. I believe in the ability for us to pull ourselves up. But in the process of doing that, this is what this country is so amazing at. That as you are pulling yourself up, always remember that you have people rooting for you. And I'm here today to root for this amazing organization, but most importantly, for these women. Because let me tell you, I stand here today. I am a girl from a remote village in Africa where there is no running water. Let me sit with that for a moment. I am a girl from a remote village in Africa called Foya, where there are no running water. Me and the Coalition for the Homeless have the same birthday. I came into this country in 1991, and I consider that day my rebirth. When I escaped civil war, and no human being walking this earth should ever experience war. I left behind being raped. I left behind a community. And I would say at night, after traveling to the different part of traveling and walking hundreds of miles to Sierra Leone to safety, and for the very first time, landing in America, I would say to God, if you give me another chance, I would take advantage of it. And always remember that your life has a purpose. Your life has a purpose. And in your darkest hour, in your darkest moment, if you don't remember anything I said up here tonight, remember that your life has a purpose. Of all of the people, all of the brilliant, young-minded people from my village that could be standing here before you today, I'm standing before you here today. So that is a testament to me that my life has a purpose, and that the work God or the universe, whatever you believe in, has in store for me is happening. And every day I wake up, it's a new day to get it right. It's a new day to be of service. It's a new day. People ask me all of the time, what do? I am not a restaurateur. I'm really not. I am someone that uses the restaurant as a vehicle to solve some of the problems of society. I use my restaurant as a vehicle to hire formerly incarcerated individuals. Those people that society said, you've made a mistake and we're done with you, and no one want to hire, guess what? When it comes to my restaurants, I don't care what you did. Who am I? Your first day, you have a clean slate. That's what I used the restaurant for. I used the restaurant to make sure that people that work for me have free life insurance, because nobody should die working and their family have no money to bury them. Nobody. I use my restaurant to give free dental, free vision, and my God, I will make sure that the people that work for me have the ability to go seek medical help if they ever fall sick. I want us in this room to know one thing, and I'm talking to anyone that have felt like their back was against the wall. I want you to know that you have angels, and you need to activate your angels. I'm going to share a quick story with you guys. At the age of 23, I had this crazy idea that I wanted to open an IHOP. Why? Because I wanted an IHOP in my community. Why not? I became obsessed because when I was in college, I had this amazing place called IHOP by my university. And I said, I want an IHOP when I move. Long story short, when I submit my application to IHOP, they turned me down. They was like, what? You're 23. You haven't worked in a restaurant. Although I would disagree, when I was 13 and a half, I worked at McDonald's. When I was in Africa, I worked in my grandmother's restaurant. So, excuse me, I have worked in a restaurant before. So I have turned me down. Okay, fine, no problem. And one thing you will know about me is that I don't take no for an answer. I look at no's as not now, later. I look at no's as, redirect to somewhere else. So when you say no to me, you just did something. You have empowered me. So one day I called IHOP and I said, why are you guys saying no to me? And it was just so happened, I got someone on the phone from IHOP corporate named Nicole. She was the only black woman at the time working at IHOP corporate. And who knew I would get her on the phone that day? Look at that. Look at that. I said to Nicole, Nicole, I don't understand why you guys are turning down this application. She goes, did you look at your application? I was like, yeah, I did. 45 minutes later, Nicole said, okay, fine. Since you haven't gone in front of the committee before, I will let you plead your own case. Why did she give you an IHOP? I said, look at that. Thank you. That's all I needed was an opportunity. Open the door for me, and I will walk through it myself. I get in front of the committee, and I tell them the story of the community that I'm from. Irvington, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. And I told them that you have a beloved brand. Everybody has an IHOP story. And your IHOP story just shouldn't be for a certain part of America. There's a group of individuals that look like me that need to have their own IHOP story. And they shouldn't have to drive outside of their community to experience your beloved brand. And I sold them on it. At the tender age of 25, I became the youngest IHOP franchisee in the country. So that was one check. So IHOP gave me this franchise, and I started trying to find financing for this IHOP. And every time I would put an application in, a bank would say no. I got 7 no's. 7, and remember, early on, I said, I don't take no for an answer. It means not now, but later. After 7 no's, and 2 years later, no IHOP built, IHOP corporate, Nicole, is on my phone one Thursday afternoon. Adenah, what is going on? When are you going to build this IHOP? And I broke down crying to her. And I said to her, Nicole, no one will finance me. Every bank I've gone to have told me, you don't have the experience, we don't believe in your community, but most importantly, restaurants are risky. Anyone ever seen the movie Pretty Woman? That's my favorite movie. And when she tells him no one would sell me anything, and he was like, what? And Nicole says, what do you mean? You are an approved IHOP franchisee. She said, stay by the phone. I'm going to have someone call you. Stay by the phone, no call day 1. Stay by the phone, no call day 2. Nevertheless, I finally got a phone call from Marcus Bean. He was from GE Franchise Financing. Everyone thinks GE when they make planes and refrigerators, right? Wrong. They do franchise financing, well, at least they did. He said to me, I got your information from IHOP Corporate. I understand you need some help. Say yes. No bank will finance me. I am unfinanceable. He said, okay, send me your information. 2 weeks later, with the help of Nicole, I got GE to finance the very first IHOP. They gave me a loan of $2.5 million. And that IHOP went to be 2 years later to be the fastest growing IHOP in the nation. Look at that. But had I not activated Nicole, my angel, I wouldn't be standing here today. My message to all of the women and some men in this room, it's just a fact. There's no shame in asking for help when you need it. Second time later, I had to activate another angel. I started this concept called Cornbread Farm to Soul, and I needed the money to grow this concept. One day, I am talking to a friend of mine. She said, what's wrong? And I'm like, you know what? I had an investor, and he's giving me a really ugly term to invest in this. And she's like, well, send your paperwork. Let me look at it. Let me see what I can do. No problem. Send it. Let me look at it. Turn into she becoming very obsessed with it. I may know someone that knows someone that knows someone, turn into, we're talking to Rich Lou Dennis, the owner of Essence Magazine. And she said to me, I have this friend, she said to him, I have this friend that have this amazing concept, and they're really trying to change the communities that they do business in. As a matter of fact, our mission statement is honoring the communities that we serve. And Ida, that friend of mine that's here today, stand up, got Rich Lou Dennis to write us a check. She got Rich Lou Dennis to write us a check for $5 million to grow this brand. And did not dilute me, did not undervalue my company. Instead, the one thing I asked is for you to go out there and be great and solve some of the community problems that you are engaged in. And that is exactly what we're doing. Because one thing I have learned is that no matter what you're going through, no matter what, no matter at your lowest moment, always remember that there's someone always around the corner with an open arm, willing and able to help you. You just have to ask. You have to activate your angels, because I fundamentally do believe that we all have angels. The last message I'm going to leave you guys here with today is that no matter what, I am still standing. You are still standing. From someone that escaped a civil war, coming from a village where there's no running water, even today, having experience living in refugee camps. One day, I drove up in that IHOP that took and consumed so much of my 20s. I went in that parking lot, and I was overwhelmed by tears. When one of the employees that I hired came up to me and said, Adenah, you know, we're 12-year-old today. We've been open for 12 years. And the following year, she said to me, guess what? I have been clean for the past 10 years. And she said to me, this place have helped me. Through all of it all, it did not break me, and it's the people that work for me that keep me going. Because no matter what, I am still standing, and they are still standing, and we are still standing. Thank you so much.